Wembley, a place which has given Coventry City so much, a coliseum where memories to last a lifetime have been made. It rolls out the red carpet to welcome them again. Thoughts of 1987 sending a tingle down Coventry spines. Memories flooding back from just over 12 months ago when they stood defiant, holding the Football League trophy high underneath sky blue skies. Exeter City are back at the scene where their hopes were crushed a year ago, where their tearful players collapsed on this famous turf, pain etched all over their faces. They are a year older, wiser, stronger. They made a vow to return. It's time to exorcise the ghosts. The presentation party is led by Ian Lenigan, the chairman of the EFL. He is joined by Rob Painter, MD of Marketing at Sky Betting and Gaming, and Gary Pettit, an ambassador for Prostate Cancer UK. Half of this Exeter City team have seen this film before. 12 months ago, amongst them, the captain, Jordan Moore-Taylor, was leading the party down the line. Paul Tisdale, will it be his final game in charge of Exeter City? The way he was talking before the match, it sounds like it could be, with MK Dons knocking on his door. The referee, David Webb, being introduced to the presentation party. And now Michael Doyle, the captain of Coventry City, his 5th playoff campaign. Don, is this the day it ends well for him?
Well, all will be revealed. You know, you can't honestly answer that, can you? Because anything can happen in the playoffs. But I guess you could argue if there's anybody out there that does deserve to win a playoff final after all that heartbreak, it would be Michael Doyle.
He's been such an important part of this Coventry City team, and Mark Robins has revived Coventry City. Now can they see the job through on the most famous stage of all and win promotion back to the 3rd tier of English football? Not where they want to be, but they'll be facing in the right direction. Mark Robins has to return because we'll have a national anthem to sing before the teams break here. And as usual, it will be led by Farrell Smith. About 50,000 inside Wembley Stadium. Exeter City fans outnumbered but determined not to be outsung. On to the teams then, and no real surprise that Coventry City are unchanged from the side which blew Notts County away in their semi-final second leg. This front two tormented Notts. Max Biamu's power and liking for a spectacular goal, coupled with Mark McNulty's movement and thirst for goals. Michael Doyle is the heartbeat of this team, the old head in this side, while Tom Bayliss is the latest from their flourishing academy, looking to leave his mark at Coventry. Well, Paul Tisdale likes to keep the opposition guessing and throw a curved ball now and again, and he's done that with this team. We're expecting Ryan Harley to be the closest to Jayden Stockley. Stockley at £100,000 became Exeter's record buy last summer. They've had full value thanks to his 25 goals. Dean Moxey, a left-back by trade, will move further forward. He's no stranger to playing there. He moved back to his hometown club back in June. 5 of their starting 11 started here a year ago. Almost half of the team have come through the academy. So the curtain prepares to come down on this dramatic, unpredictable, explosive season. One more issue to be settled. Wembley has been a dream maker and a heartbreaker this weekend. It's what it does. It will decide the fate of Coventry City and Exeter City next. We'll look at a couple of key players. Michael Doyle, his 5th playoff campaign. Don, how important has his experience been?
Well, vastly important, because this is a very, very young, inexperienced Coventry City team. in and around him. It's not just what he does when the ball's within his vicinity. He's an old throwback to the days of a talking captain. He's a leader on the pitch, and he's a winner, and he's invaluable to Coventry City.
Exeter City going into the huddle, but Hiram Boateng scored an absolute beauty in the semi-final against Lincoln City. What attributes do you particularly admire about him?
Well, it wasn't that he scored a goal. He literally ran that game in a very, very difficult, tight, physical game, and he showed composure, creativity. 9 assists already this season, and he could be an absolute massive player out there on that pitch for Exeter here this afternoon.
Once again, the temperature touching 30 degrees pitch side at Wembley. We saw it have a huge impact, the temperature and the heat, on Rotherham and Shrewsbury Town yesterday. Paul Tisdale has the shades on. He is ready to go. What happens here can change the life of a football club. It can breathe new life into a football club. Coventry City, a proud institution which has hit the rocks in recent times, has an opportunity to climb back to the third tier. For Exeter City, their history has been blighted by financial struggle, by relegation battles, by re-elections. This, a chance to win promotion in front of the nation.
Yeah, absolutely. What we've got out here is, well, two clubs that have seen dark days, haven't they? Both of them have been to very dark places, but they're here now on the biggest stage of all, with an opportunity to not just win a game of football, but perhaps further their careers, each and every one of them.
Well, Coventry started quickly at Notts County, and they're on the front foot here with Mark McNulty looking to torment Exeter already.
Well, the one thing you know about both of these teams is they are going to go for it. They both want to play attacking football, and in Mark McNulty, Coventry have an outstanding talent there. Perhaps should have got the ball in earlier. Notice the players that are getting in the penalty area.
Boateng keeping a watch on Mark McNulty at the far post. The corner swung in towards that near post, and it's dealt with by Exeter. There's Chris Stokes. Now Liam Kelly. Bianu is on the move, but too much on that, and straight through to Christy Pym.
Well, I spoke to people in both camps before this game. You know, we spoke about the heat and the searing heat and about how it affected yesterday. I'm pretty sure that both of them will have learned a little bit from that, about how they can manage the heat, manage the physical side of this game. It's not just physical as well, it's the emotional side of it, because emotions can drain you, drain your energy.
Well, he may well have taken Exeter to within touching distance of League One again, but he is still serving his notice, is Paul Tisdale, having been given his notice by the club in November of last season, when they were next to bottom. But Exeter, running the way they do as a trust-run club, couldn't afford to pay him off. It's a strange situation. It's a situation which carries on. It's my understanding he has a new contract offer on the table at Exeter, Paul Tisdale, but he's yet to sign it, and MK Dons are expected to come calling for him.
Yeah, it's quite a remarkable situation that he and Exeter City find themselves in. It's a shocker, really, isn't it, on Exeter City's part? I'm sure that Paul Tisdale, whether he stays or goes, is going to go on and keep being successful at what he does.
That's Jake Taylor. Stokes. Boateng intervening. Man, as we mentioned, highlighted by Don Goodman before kick-off here on Boateng. It's powerful. He's an athlete. Going through the academy at Crystal Palace and making an impact at Exeter. But just going back to the manager situation at Exeter, at any other club, when Paul Tisdale was given his notice, they would have paid him off. He wouldn't be at Exeter right now. But because, as I mentioned, the trust can't do that, he has to serve his notice of that 2-year rolling contract which he was given, and that runs out in November. But a decision will be made in the summer. There's Julian Tagg, the Exeter chairman, the man who had to deliver Paul Tisdale's notice to him from the supporters' trust.
Like I said, it's unfathomable for me, really, that a man who has developed this club, both on and off the pitch, earned this good club incredible amounts of money by developing players and selling them on, to find themselves in this situation. Quite remarkable, I think.
Woodman, here's Moxie. Boateng. It's Jordan Story. Forward now by Pierce Sweeney. Coventry City may well have benefited from some wrong decisions in their playoff semi-final, but ultimately they were the better team against Notts County. Ball has gone out here.
I have to say, I was very, very impressed with both of these teams' performances in the playoff semi-finals. They had to show real resilience at times. They were up against some real physicality in Notts County and Lincoln City. They withstood the pressure, and they got the better of those two teams in very impressive style, I have to say.
Yeah, Coventry showcasing their power, their front foot football, the kind of football they've been playing since Mark Robins walked back through the door. Away by Story, who's had some story. 7th choice centre-back at the start of the season at Exeter. Michael Doyle. Well, neither he nor Tilson are about to hold back. Doyle getting involved again. Biamu on the move. And backing him up is Mark McNulty.
If there was any other player out there on the pitch that tried what he's just tried, you'd probably say ridiculous, what you're doing, but this fella's got it in the locker. We've seen it. But look at the way he supports Biamu. It's on the knockdowns, reads it well. He's trying to dip it. It's a decent effort.
Well, he was being heavily criticised in the opening months of the season. Was Mark McNulty. By his own admission, he was snatching at chances. His confidence had dipped. It's a long, long time ago now.
Don't be fooled by that stat, 28 goals. He's got so much more about him than that.
Jake Taylor with a throw. Way by Hyam. Side against Boateng.
Both been fairly conservative, haven't they, in the opening spell of this game. I'm pretty sure that that is with the heat in mind and for what's to come.
McNulty trying to get on the end of that. Boateng. There's Shipley. Shipley has found Stokes. To Gordon Shipley again, and trying to get on the end of that. Shipley, like Tom Bayliss, been making an impact since being given the opportunity in the Coventry City first team.
There's a real plethora of young talent out there. Young talent that's had to develop very, very quickly. Hard learning ground, isn't it, League Two? Particularly trying to play the kind of football that they want to, Mark Robins want to, but they've done it extremely well.
Willis beaten in the air. Hyam sticking out a boot. Tilson has found Boateng. This now is Craig Woodman. It's more Taylor. There's the Exeter captain once more. looking for the physical prowess of Jayden Stockley, who was flanked offside.
He's a good target man, isn't he? He's a good out ball for Exeter City. Big strong boy, holds the ball up well, but he's also pretty mobile for a big lad.
Exeter's record buy at £100,000 last summer from Aberdeen. The previous record was £80,000 they spent on Tony Kello from Blackpool. Jayden Stockley has certainly got plenty of return on that fee. Well, both sets of fans joining in with the applause here 9 minutes in tribute to Cyril Regis, who died aged 59, won the FA Cup with Coventry City, and also to Adam Stansfield, who died at the age of 31 in 2010, who Exeter City fans carry in their hearts wherever they go. Cyril Regis, plenty of his ex-teammates in attendance here today. Grew up not too far away from Wembley, Cyril Regis. West Bromwich Albion paid £5,000 for him to sign him from Hayes, before Coventry spent £250,000 on him. A couple of years before he won the FA Cup with Coventry, they almost sold him to Bordeaux.
Talk about top player, top man. Value for money. Real hero.
And there is one of Cyril's former teammates, Steve Igrizovic, now doing a fabulous job with the goalkeeping team at Coventry City. And I'm told by the Coventry players, boring them relentlessly about the 1987 FA Cup success.
Probably only Michael Doyle that was born then, isn't it, playing for Coventry?
Yeah, he was in nappies, I think, wasn't he? Here is the aforementioned Michael Doyle. That's Hyam, a very good footballer at the heart of the Coventry City defence. Burge having to go some to make sure he prevented the corner kick. Story back to Christy Pym. Two of the academy products in this Exeter City starting 11. Yamu trying to make life awkward for Jordan Moore-Taylor, who's got the free kick.
That's a shame, really. He slips and he's got Moore-Taylor under an awful lot of pressure here. And just as he slips, I mean, Moore-Taylor's got a hold of his shirt, which obviously isn't spotted by the officials. And considering there's an assistant referee actually 5 yards away, I'm surprised that Moore-Taylor got away with that. Involved in a massive battle, wasn't he, with Matt Reed of Lincoln City, the Exeter City captain.
Every defender in League Two usually is.
Yeah, blood was spilt.
Michael Doyle, who did win promotion out of this league last season with Portsmouth.
They just haven't quite got it going, have they? Either team, really, in truth. Like I said, I'm sure that they would have been instructed not to go crazy gung-ho physically in the early exchanges. They're going to have to call on deep reserves later on in this game.
Yeah, we did see a relatively quick start yesterday when Rotherham United took on Shrewsbury Town here, and we saw it have a major effect towards the end of the 90 minutes, and then, of course, in extra time. And both of these teams watched that game yesterday. Bayliss turning into trouble. There's Jordan Tilson. Boateng. Now Moxey, back to Woodman. That Story. Sweeney. More Taylor. For Ryan Harley over his head. Dealt with by Willis. Tilson trying to keep it alive for Exeter. Here's Sweeney. Ball didn't get to it first time and made sure he got to it the second time. And he's threaded that ball through to McNulty, who is away here. McNulty stopped in his tracks in the end. It looked like he had got away, but Story kept up with him and managed to swing a leg around and make sure he made the perfect tackle.
Well, your heart was in your mouth if you're an Exeter City fan to see Mark McNulty, of all people, bearing down, but he never truly gathers the ball and has it under control. Just allowed Story to get back.
Well, the first real opportunity of the game.
Yeah, it was, but take a look at Mark McNulty's movement here. He stood at the top of the screen, recognises there's a space in behind that Exeter defence, and there misses the ball when he's trying to control it to his right. That is the moment that just allows Jordan Story, just there, look, misses the ball, never gets it under his spell. And credit to Jordan Story. Good defending.
Well, it's the way he has been defending a 20-year-old since he was drafted into the Exeter first team because of an injury crisis at the back. As I mentioned before, the 7th choice centre-back at the start of the season. It's been some rise this campaign.
Absolutely. Outstanding as well against Lincoln. That was a demonstration of the football intelligence of Mark McNulty, and I'm pretty sure Exeter City are aware of it. He's very clever in his movement, the Coventry City striker.
There's Woodman. More Taylor. Too much on that. Exeter City had their best league finish in 6 years since they were relegated from the 3rd tier, which is where they are trying to return to. 9 points better off than their finish a year ago when they ended up in 5th in League 2.
Well, that's been quite a slow start to the game, but if anybody's edging it slightly, it's probably Coventry. They have looked slightly more of a threat, spent more time up in that Exeter City final third, but haven't really been able to carve anything out other than that McNulty opportunity.
Max Biamu back on his feet, 27-year-old, but with limited experience in league football. Coventry signed him from non-league Sutton, but he does like a spectacular goal. One of his first goals for Sutton was an overhead kick against Torquay, and we saw his overhead kick against Notts County in the semi-final of the playoffs.
We did. He doesn't get as much credit as he deserves.
Wilson Hyam trying to get to that. It was Stockley who won the duel ultimately. Bayliss, nice pick out to Grimmer. Blocked by Boateng. Here's Shipley. Doyle finding Kelly. Bayliss, nice spin, but he's surrounded and needs a little bit of help. There's Grimmer. Kelly to Doyle. The two snarlers at the heart of the Coventry City midfield. But they're also two very good footballers.
Well, this is better. This is more what we expected from Coventry. Controlled passing. First real spell in the game.
Bayliss finding Kelly. Now Doyle. There's Hyam. Relays from the 38,000 Coventry City fans. A show of power and strength from the Coventry fans here today. They went this brilliantly, but the shot He's held by Christy Pym to deny Mark McNulty what would have been a thing of beauty.
Well, absolutely. I mean, the amount of passes and the movement, clever play, little give and go from McNulty gives him the opportunity to take the strike. Doesn't really get the direction or the power that he's after, but what that little passage will do, it will settle those Coventry youngsters down even more. I say they have been the better of the two teams so far.
Now the allays from the Exeter City fans. More Taylor trying to encourage Coventry to break cover. McNulty leading the press. Her story. McNulty managing to intervene, get an important touch on now, and here he is again. McNulty, he's found Jordan Shipley.
There's one or two Coventry players just having a quizzical question to the referee about a possible handball in there. But look at the pressing from McNulty. He's all over Story, forces the mistake, and then once again, football awareness, clever reverse pass. Shipley just trying to bend that into the corner. Hits an Exeter player. You don't get penalties for that. It's Tilson. Good defending.
Shipley with the corner, a deep one. With Coventry City just beginning to build some momentum.
It's interesting, isn't it? It's that group of youngsters just taking control of this game. First goal, usually absolutely keen on these occasions.
Here's Chris Stokes. Shipley.
Say one or two of the Coventry players just asked the question of referee David Webb about the penalty here, but I don't think so. Arm is tucked in, pushes away. We do not want to see penalties given for that.
Well, his dad, Andy Tilson, part of the coaching staff at Exeter City. There he is. A legend of Bristol Rovers, Andy Tilson, where his son Jordan was released from as a youngster, and also a playoff winner, John.
Yeah, legend at Walsall as well. Top man. Knows what it takes. I'm sure he would, like Steve Grizovic, I'm sure that Andy Tilson would have told one or two of the Exeter players about his playoff winning experience.
I gave you the stage, but you didn't mention your goal in that playoff final, so we'll move on.
Set up by Andy Tilson. Yeah, move on.
There's McNulty. Now Kelly. Grimmer, who does love to maraud forward from right back. That's all right backs do these days, but wanted a better ball in than that.
It's a shame because Tom Bayliss was very clever there in the way that he pretended he was going to run in behind the Exeter defence. Watch the movement of the young man there, pretends he's going in behind, then all of a sudden puts the brakes on. Just there, look, finds the space, but the pass from Grimmer is poor.
Exeter have had a rebuild job on their hands after their season ended in the most heartbreaking way here last season. Thanks of Ethan Ampadu, Ollie Watkins, who is here today, and David Wheeler were all sold last summer, bringing in vital money for the club. But also meant they had to tweak their style slightly, not play as much of a possession-based game as they have done in previous seasons under Paul Tisdale. A bit more functional now, but it's been just as effective.
Shows the versatility, doesn't it? And I don't think their pitch at St James's Park has really helped their cause of playing neat passing football. Very bobbly.
More Taylor. Looking for Jayden Stockley. That's Shipley. Chris Stokes is the man who's down just outside of his own penalty area, having made a challenge a few seconds ago. And you can see the wound there that is being mopped up and attended to.
Actually leaves his left back berth to come in and make a challenge on Stockley, I think it was. Which potentially is a dangerous thing to do. But Stockley rises, just uses his arm for leverage, catches Chris Stokes. Purely accidental. You can see the instructions there, Paul Tisdale, because I think the first 25 minutes his team, I don't think they've exerted themselves the way they normally would or do on a game of football. Maybe a perfectly timed break in play for Paul Tisdale, just to get them instructions on and motivation.
Well, they performed really well in the first half here last year, Exeter City, which ultimately ended in defeat against Blackpool. Didn't show up in the second half, and it was Gary Bowyer's man who won promotion. Looks like Chris Stokes is off to get more repair work done. So Coventry City will be down to 10.
It's a little bit unfortunate, isn't it? Normally you can get a bandage on there, can't you, temporarily at least, but it's obviously in a place where they're not able to just wrap it up in a bandage.
It was Alex Robin of Shrewsbury Town who left with a bandaged head here yesterday. Jaden Stockley is a striker who does like to put himself around, and he will certainly have to do that here today.
Yeah, like I say, he doesn't even know that Chris Stokes is there, but he swings the arm to get leverage, to get up in the air, and it just accidentally catches Chris Stokes. But he is a physical lad.
He was once called into the Bournemouth squad as a 15-year-old, Jaden Stockley, when he was there as a youngster under Eddie Howe, who had to ask for special permission to get him out of his maths class, so he could be part of the first team squad at Bournemouth. Forward by Woodman. There's Stockley. A reminder, Coventry City down to 10. Chris Stokes being stitched up in the dressing room as we speak. Woodman's cross dealt with by Willis. Story. Sweeney picking out Taylor. Now Boateng. Jake Taylor, one of those who started this playoff final a year ago. Taylor's gone down off the ball as Boateng swung the cross in. Taylor back on his feet now. And Shipley was filling in at left back for Coventry City.
It's just allowed Exeter for the first time really in the game to get on the front foot.
Ryan was up there in front of Stockley, bit of hesitancy. Boateng trying to pounce and smashed away by Shipley.
He's got a bit of a dilemma here, hasn't he, Mark Robbins, because he's been desperate to know how long it's going to take to get Chris Stokes stitched up.
Well, Chris Stokes has been playing at left back ahead of Ryan Haynes because he's a bit more defensively minded as a fullback than Haynes. And I can see him now just emerging from the tunnel on the far side. Well, maybe just in the nick of time for this corner to defend.
I'm really glad that didn't take too long, because his team, while he's been away, have, for the first time in the game, been put on the back foot.
And he's gone to the back post, keeping an eye on Dean Moxey. Jaden Stockley makes his move now as in it goes from Boateng. It's a really deep one, and Burge comes away with it.
Yeah, they're very, very clever, Exeter, in the way that they pen Lee Birds, the goalkeeper, in. That doesn't allow him to go. That Stockley blocks him, keeps him right back on his line. Leaves the space for his teammates to attack, but no harm done.
There's Tilson. Pierce Sweeney. He's got 9 goals to his name this season. A few of those have been penalties. Stockley appealing for something, but not getting what he was looking for from referee David Webb. Open Coventry City on the move again. Bayliss running into trouble. Stopped in his tracks by Moxey. Harley. There's Ryan Harley once more, a player who's split opinion amongst Exeter City fans in the last couple of seasons. Not scored in the second leg playoff win against Lincoln City. He's been part of back-to-back promotions with Exeter in his first spell at the club. Stockley. Shot fired in, but no real trouble there for Burge to deal with it from Harley.
Well, Michael Doyle, no, been a very lucky man. Keep your eye on him there, and what he does there, he smashes Jake Taylor in the chest, and it appears that the officials are actually looking at that. Choose to leave it. Well, you got away with one there, Michael Doyle.
Well, we've spoken about Michael Doyle and his wholehearted approach before. It's all or nothing every single day in training and on the pitches on first team duty. Player who plays with his heart on his sleeve. Kelly, his midfield partner, losing out. There's Harley. Now Boateng. Woodman. Ryan Harley looking for a little bit of movement. There's Boateng. Should be easy for Lee Burge to deal with. Better though from Exeter City. They have a little bit more of the ball in the last few minutes.
Since Chris Stokes left the pitch, the momentum changed. Paul Tisdale got the chance to have a few words with his players. And it seems to me that they've just got the ball forward a little bit quicker. Exeter into that man there, Stockley, is just causing 1 or 2 problems for Coventry.
You know, I said before, they're maybe not as possession-based this season as they have been in recent years under Paul Tisdale because of the amount of players and the quality that left the club last summer.
But that's what they've done since Chris Stokes, since that break. Got that ball into Jaden Stockley, who will win his fair share of flick-ons.
Max Piamu. There's Shipley. I fancy this Jordan Shipley. It's Shipley, singing the palms of Christy Pym.
Yeah, it's a good strike, isn't he? And Pym will be thankful that this is straight at him. He doesn't really get closed down too quickly, does he? Just allow, they back off Exeter. Dangerous game. Certainly, Shipley strikes that well.
Christy Pym, more or less Exeter's #1 since his teenage days. Years of age now, felt that maybe he was thrown in a little too soon. There's Grimmer. McNulty's offside.
Well, how lucky is Michael Doyle here? Could he have been sent from the field of play? Officials have got a great view of this one. They're looking at that, and he just throws his elbow into Jake Taylor, and it's as if the officials did not want to know. Really, Exeter may feel a little bit aggrieved. No action was taken.
Well, David Webb was the fourth official for this contest last year, the League Two playoff final. He's certainly not been known for showing red cards this season. David Webb just the 3 in the 42 games he's officiated.
Just seem to have slowed down a little bit, don't they, Coventry, in their movement particularly. Just wonder whether that is anything to do with the heat.
Shipley has found Michael Doyle. There's Grimmer. Bayliss didn't quite come off for him, but he's a bright, inventive thinker.
Yeah, they're not getting involved in this game as much as they'd probably like. McNulty also has just gone quieter the last 10 minutes.
Well, there was a slip there, but fortunately for Hyam, the ball didn't land at the feet of Stockley. Just going back to Bayliss, his preferred position is number 10, to be more central. Likewise, Shipley as well. Coventry with 2 wide men here who do prefer to play a little bit more central. Miscue there from McNulty.
Shame, really. It's a good situation developing on that left-hand side.
Over the head of Stockley. Well, Steve Perryman hoping for the perfect retirement gift today. His 50 years in football coming to an end. He couldn't have had a better venue for it. Grew up just around the corner from here. Spent the last 15 years at Exeter, and he speaks with huge passion and emotion about this club. And he can't believe that they could be saying goodbye to Paul Tisdale as well as him. And when some fans did turn on Paul Tisdale and on each other at Stevenage a few weeks ago, Steve Perryman started a rendition of There's Only One Paul Tisdale.
Different class.
Yamu, the man who's taken the hit here.
A little coming together just there, but really sure how must have jarred his neck or something, because it just looked very innocuous to me. But I did notice in the playoff semi-finals he does spend a lot of time on the ground, Max Biamu. Seems to go down very easily.
Well, we've spoken about the fact that he is in his late 20s, but very inexperienced when it comes to playing league football, and maybe others judge him on his age rather than his experience.
Yeah, it's a fair assessment, I would say. Certainly very effective in the 2 games against Notts County, wasn't he?
Well, he's another like Mark McNulty who had a really slow start to the season. Just the 1 goal in the opening 5 or 6 months, which came against West Bromwich Albion under 21s in the Checkatrade Trophy. And like McNulty, he was in the line of fire from a huge amount of the Coventry City fans, but things have since changed for the better from a Coventry perspective.
That's how quickly football can change, isn't it? Certainly they link up very well. They're a little bit of a throwback, aren't they, to when nearly every team played with 2 strikers that knew where the other one was, tried to play off each other. absolute handful for Notts County.
Well, the game just lacking a little bit of pace at the moment and intensity. We mentioned the heat, and we mentioned how important a part it played yesterday, which these two teams are watching and maybe just conserving energy right now. There have been bursts.
I think that's the way it has to be, really. They are two very high-tempo teams normally under normal circumstances, but these conditions here today, certainly not normal.
Yeah, 32 degrees, the temperature pitch side at the moment.
That is hot. We saw the way it affected the players yesterday in the League One final. It didn't seem to affect them, certainly until the latter stages of normal time.
Boateng. Kelly losing out. Ollie's ball has managed to find Hiram Boateng, who's trying to power his way through. There's Dean Moxey, born and bred in Exeter. Now Woodman. Ryan Harley. Woman's cross. Boateng was in the middle and it just gets away from Jayden Stockley.
Yeah, if you're going to win a game of this magnitude, you need little lucky bounces of the ball. Certainly Coventry City got a little bit fortunate there. Didn't particularly defend that cross at all well. And this is what we expected more of from Exeter. Get the ball out wide and get crosses in. It's Boateng who attacks it. Miss it. Bounces in a dangerous area, but Jake Taylor doesn't control the ball.
Jordan Story. More Taylor. It's the long ball again, looking for Jayden Stockley.
I think that's what Paul Tisdale instructed them, and had that break in play after 25 minutes.
There's Bayliss on the charge here for Coventry City. McNulty trying to react, Story did. This now is Shipley. Doyle. Michael Doyle again. Is Exeter City back off? That's Doyle. Loose from him. There's Taylor. Now Boateng. Faced by Michael Doyle. That's Harley. Now Sweeney ushered forward from right back. Boateng again. This time he steps away from Kelly. Swung in and repelled by Hyam.
Well, it has definitely been a half of two parts. He's really felt Coventry were on the front foot in the first half of this half. But it is Exeter now. Getting the ball out wide, getting dangerous crosses in. Looking the more likely. I just think when you hit the ball up to Stockley early, it certainly takes the physicality out of the game in terms of legs and having to run and passing and moving to make angles. It's very energy sapping in heat like this. To hit Stockley and to get around him, much less physically demanding, I would suggest.
Just for Stockley, I guess. There's Grimmer. Grimmer picks out the cross. Important intervention from Tilson. For the last couple of seasons has been converted into a holding midfielder from the centre-back position where he was schooled. Michael Doyle, he's seen the run again of McNulty. And Story with a huge touch there because the flag wasn't going up despite Exeter City defenders looking over this way.
Well, he's hurt himself in making this challenge. Again, clever movement. We haven't seen it in the last certainly 15 minutes from Mark McNulty or Coventry. But look, he's off. And he times his run really well. Exeter want offside, and that's a vital intervention again by Jordan Story. Gets just enough on the ball to keep it away from McNulty.
Oh, we're seeing just why he is so highly thought of.
It's two crucial interventions, isn't it?
Foul that time on Shipley.
Sweeney jumps right into the back of him. It's the point of the elbow that catches Jordan Shipley right in the small of the back. Painful one.
International football to come live on Sky Sports. Spain against Switzerland, 7:55 Sky Sports football. Preparations underway for the World Cup in Russia. Biamu's header. McNulty couldn't keep it down. Those two combining.
Yeah, that's where they do ever so well. A real good leap on him, Max Biamu. He cushions this header down absolutely perfectly. He's aware of where his strike partner is. And again, by Mark McNulty's very high standards, it's not a great effort.
Only Mo Salah has scored more goals in English football since the turn of the year than this man. That's Grimmer. We're into 3 additional minutes. This is Bayliss. Willis. Now Doyle. Stokes picking out Shipley. Stokes has found Mark McNulty. Nicely done. Guided into the path of Shipley, who's shaking off Boateng. He wants it back. He gets it back. It's Shipley.
Well, it's the fine little detail. He just has one touch too many here. And when you have that extra touch, space closes down on you and it just allows the defender. It's wonderful build-up play, but it's that extra touch. Just allows more Taylor to get closer and make the block. But that's more like it from Coventry. Well, they are leading the way, Coventry City, on attempts at goal, but it's been more the nearly moments, hasn't it? The story of this game, nearly moments.
The first time in the playoffs. They've not won promotion since Jimmy Hill was manager in the late 60s when he took them up to the top division, but they stayed in the top division for 3 decades, so they didn't have to win promotion.
They didn't have to get there, no. Speak of the devil.
A Coventry City icon. Bobby Gould was scoring goals in that team. Mark McNulty has been their best striker in terms of goal return in a season since Bobby Gould.
Some achievement, isn't it? Most goals by a Coventry player in over 50 years.
There's more Taylor. Now Grimmer. Place in League One at stake here this afternoon. This breaks down from Jack Grimmer.
It's a couple of times, isn't it, really? Again, McNulty made clever little movements, wanted a little diagonal ball, and Jack Grimmer just gets it horribly wrong.
Goalless at the break at Wembley. Mark McNulty's had Coventry City's best opportunity, but he didn't take it. You could see there he was frustrated with himself as the half-time whistle went. Jordan Story's been excellent when he's been called upon. At half-time at Wembley in the League Two playoff final, we stand at Coventry City 0, Exeter City 0. Yet one of these two could be 45 minutes away from promotion to League One. The other will return to League Two. They were hoping to pack their bags from that particular division today. One of them will get there one way or another. Not the most sparkling of first 45 minutes. So much at stake here. Coventry City looking to get back to the third tier and push on from there. Exeter, who've only known life in league football in the third and fourth tiers, hoping to return to League One for the first time in 6 years. Do you see any change in the game plans here, Dom?
Well, I think John Coleman alluded to it. These are two teams that have got goals in them, both of them, and at the back end of the season as well, we've witnessed that. So it was a bit of a surprise. You know, the one thing I always write on my notes before any of the big games is no regrets. And I just think if somebody goes on, whoever loses this, they might just regret not having a bit more of a go if that's not what happens in this second half.
Well, at the moment, Aston Villa and Shrewsbury Town have had the regrets this weekend.
Both teams have really got to find a way of getting their more creative players involved in this football match, and that might have been suggested in the half-time team talks. We barely saw Tom Bayliss, did we? McNulty was in and out of the game. Biamu. We didn't really see Boateng. He ran the game against Lincoln City in that second leg. He literally ran it. But none of these players had major influence so far.
Well, Coventry looking to change things here. Bayliss wasn't quite where McNulty thought he was. This now is Kelly. Forward by Chris Stokes. Here is Tom Bayliss, trying to outwit Woodman. It's been well, Bayliss, and he's picked up Mark McNulty, and Christy Pym stung into action.
Well, the goalkeeper gets his angles right and is not to be caught out of that near post, but it's a decent strike from Mark McNulty. Once again, Bayliss demonstrates his awareness out there, where the space is, where his teammates are, picks out McNulty. Can't really do much more than hit the target from that angle. Christy Pym, angle's correct.
Well, set pieces were key in the League One playoff final yesterday. Biamu trying to make an impact but losing out. There's Michael Doyle. Kelly. Kelly finding his midfield partner, Michael Doyle again. McNulty's on the move inside the penalty area. It's come through towards Willis! It's the goal of his dreams! He has just touched the stars! And Coventry City are feeling right at home on Wembley soil again.
Well, you have to say, of all the players out there, you would not be expecting that from a centre-half. It's a thing of absolute beauty. Didn't really belong in this game, it has to be said. Not been a sparkling game, but this has just lit it out. And there's two things that are absolutely key here. The first thing is this first touch inside, onto that right foot to give himself the opportunity. The second one is the strike, the power, the curl, the accuracy. Absolutely outstanding. And we have a game on.
He has come through the flourishing Coventry City Academy. He has just scored a huge goal for his club, for his city.
The Coventry fans singing now. They've struck first from an unlikely source. We had a centre-half hero yesterday, didn't we? Are we going to have another one?
Well, Max Biamu is down here and in need of some treatment. He's usually in the thick of the action as Max Biamu, and usually in this kind of position.
Well, worth watching and looking and admiring this wonderful, wonderful goal that has broke the deadlock in this game. Cannot possibly have scored a better goal than that in his career. Absolutely majestic, and it means the world right now.
Well, Coventry City do have a history of scoring some stunning goals here at Wembley. That one there, George Thomas's second last season, the Exeter Trophy, and of course their 1987 FA Cup final win.
It's a nice trait to have, isn't it?
He knows all about those special goals. A man who lifted the FA Cup in 1987 as the manager of Coventry City. George Curtis as well, and of course Steve Grizovic in the Coventry City dugout here this afternoon. It's the end of the game for Max Biamu, the end of his season, and on in his place comes Johnson Clark-Harris, on loan at Coventry from Rotherham, who won promotion in the playoffs yesterday. Exeter have to respond. They did respond when they went behind in the final a year ago against Blackpool.
I have to say, this Exeter City team have enormous character. They conceded first. They have won plenty of times, but they're up against the division's best when they score first. Coventry City, look at that for a record. Absolutely magnificent. Game management is key. We've seen his team come from behind many times this season. He won't be panicking just yet, but the dynamics of this game are going to have to change for Exeter City. And that's probably what that debate is about right there.
There with Matt Oakley. Andy Tilson also on the front row there, and the experience of Steve Perryman, the director of football, who retires today, behind them. Ball gets away from Doyle, but not from Clark-Harris. There's Doyle again. This now is Shipley. Johnson Clark-Harris, back at the club where he was schooled and made his debut as a 16-year-old before being released. He's taking the fight to Exeter City. Lovely pullback, but no one there in blue and white stripes.
Excellent play. And that will allow Johnson Clark-Harris to settle down very quickly in this game. Can be difficult as a substitute. Coming into the thick of it. I spoke about influential players. Barely seen Ryan Harley, have we? Boateng, anonymous. Jake Taylor on the periphery. Dean Moxey, not a natural forward-thinking player. And these are the things that must be prevalent in Paul Tisdale's mind right now.
McNulty. Shipley there with him. It's Shipley deflected! They're turning Wembley sky blue now! They love this place! They have breathing space! And League One beckons for Coventry City!
Well, Jordan Shipley has just given Exeter City an absolute mountain to climb. And it's goals like that that make you feel it's written in the stars. They had a deflected goal at Notts County. They had 2 or 3 refereeing decisions go their way, but this is the biggest of the lot because it gives them that cushion. Shipley arrives, great work on that far side once again by Mark McNulty. He waits and he waits and he plays the ball at the perfect time. And then, let's be honest, it's all about good fortune. And if you're going to win a final, you need good fortune. And certainly Coventry and Jordan Shipley are the beneficiaries of that.
40,000 Coventry City fans have gone crazy.
What a time as well to score those goals right at the start of the second half. Put the pressure right on Exeter City.
This will be some rescue act now from Exeter City in this position. Tilson, there's Dean Moxey. Moved on by Stockley. And they have to get more support for Jaden Stockley, but at the moment, they're finding it difficult to cope with Coventry.
Yeah, and they're going to be very vulnerable to a counter-attack as well, by the looks of it. McNulty's cleverness, Mark Harris's pace and power could give them even more problems.
Boateng's cross, retrieved by Harley. Jaden Stockley, the ball just wouldn't drop for him. He drops, he wants the penalty. Nothing doing from the referee. Stockley in the mix again. Boateng. Exeter City trying to come over the hill, but they've lost possession to Kelly. There's Tom Bayliss.
Oh, the game is sparked into life, sparked by that Jordan Willis strike. Well, he wanted a penalty. Didn't look like one to me. Never really gets the ball under his control. He's already off balance. Yeah, Hyam just puts his left hand on him. And that is not enough to make you fall over. The referee's got a perfect view of it. It's a good decision.
Exeter somehow just have to stay with Coventry here. Another goal, and that is it.
Well, we saw Notts County make it very nervous for Exeter, didn't we, in the second leg? Coventry were cruising, incredibly good in the first half. Conceded a goal to make it 2-1, and then it really was backs to the wall for Coventry, and his team have to apply some kind of pressure.
Matt Jay about to come on for Exeter. As well as Lloyd James to add his midfield experience to this. So a striker and a midfielder coming on for Exeter City. Paul Tisdale has to react, and he always says it's not about the starting 11, it's about the team which finishes the game.
Absolutely. We've seen substitutes can be unbelievably influential in the games of football.
Sweeney's cross, who I think the second goal deflected in off. Lloyd James waiting for his opportunity, which is about to come. First of all, though, Exeter will take this corner. It's Hiram Boateng who's on set-piece duty here. The deep one toward the far post, and they were queuing up. That'll be another corner.
Have to be brave defending there, because it was a good ball. The keeper was taken out again, pinned in. Lee Burge, the goalkeeper, not able to come, and the Exeter players have got the run in Coventry. It was good defending in the end.
Ryan Harley to take this one. Stockley makes his move now. Burge was pinned on the goal line. That's Doyle. And the break could be on here. McNulty has Shipley on the far side. Here is Shipley. Bayliss joining the attack. Shipley! Ambitious, but he almost pulled it off.
I don't think Mark McNulty is overly impressed with him. Like I said, Coventry City are going to be susceptible to the counter-attack, because McNulty there lays the right ball, and then he goes, and he's waiting and waiting for a ball to come his way. Shipley has other ideas. Decent enough strike.
Shipley to Bayliss. Lifted in by Jordan Shipley. Christy Pym gets to it. More Taylor, who suffered heartbreak here a year ago, wearing the badge of Exeter City.
Christy Pym collects that ball and he wants to set something up very, very quickly. And I'm looking at the Exeter players and I'm saying, right, who is going for it?
Well, look at this from Kelly. He's going for it for Coventry City, and the ball got away from him, but there was the press, led by their holding midfielder.
Yeah. Amazing what goal does in a game in terms of psychologically, in terms of energy. Certainly been given a huge lift, Coventry.
Space here for Boateng. This game has come to life in the second half here. Now Dean Moxey. Woodman back to Moxey again.
It's all too slow for me from Exeter. It's all very laboured.
Woodman, Stockley alone in the middle, and the ball goes through to Birch.
Well, good goalkeeping, not in the fact that he caught the ball, but in the fact that he clearly screams and shouts that he's in control. But once again, what's noticeable for me is Jayden Stockley is the only Exeter City player in the penalty area trying to get on that cross. They just are not committing bodies forward. This situation is absolutely desperate. They need to be more adventurous now. They've got absolutely nothing to lose now.
Ryan Harley. So Exeter with an opportunity now to make this double change. Off goes Craig Woodman to be replaced by Lloyd James, which should mean Dean Moxey now going back to left back, although it's risky to second guess Paul Tisdale. And on comes Matt Jay, who has replaced Dean Moxey. That's why I said always risky to second guess Paul Tisdale. So the left-hand side of Exeter City has been withdrawn in terms of Woodman and Moxey. James and Jay are on. Midfielder and the striker.
We'll play a back three.
Well, he does play a back three quite often, Paul Tisdale. The last few games he's reverted to a back three during the game. Instead of trying to plot a way in, a way back into this, it's in by Sweeney.
Well, that's better in terms of the fact that about 4 or 5 red and white striped shirts in the penalty area at least. And that's what they're going to have to do.
Hiram Boateng. He's thinking about it. Seen off though. In the presence of Michael Doyle. That's McNulty. Bayliss. Well, interested spectator here today, Frank Lampard alongside his dad. We're hearing his ticket here was requested by Derby County, who he is in talks with to take over as their manager, and maybe just having a look at potential transfer targets should the deal go through. 11 years ago today that Derby County were promoted to the Premier League. Jay on the move. There's Liam Kelly, who was relegated out of the Football League with Leyton Orient last season.
A year's a long time in football, isn't it? It's going to be deja vu for Exeter City.
And teams that do lose out in playoff finals, if they get the chance again a year later, they do usually show their powers of recovery and get the job done second time around.
They've done it before, haven't they? Not that long ago, he lost a playoff conference final with Exeter and came back the following year and won it. And that is what he would have been hoping and praying for.
No matter what the future for Paul Tisdale, his place in Exeter City history is already assured. Leading into Wembley 4 times. They've never been to Wembley before that.
And yet a section of fans wanted him out.
Well,
remarkable.
As I always say, we are outsiders looking in. They were 23rd in the league when they called time on Paul Tisdale's contract. That was November 2016. He's having to serve this 2-year notice because they can't pay up his contract. However, a new deal is on the table, but he's hurt by what's gone on. And that's why he may well leave, plus the opportunity to go elsewhere. But he's also a man who turned down jobs at Southampton and Swansea whilst Exeter manager. Some questioned his ambition, and he said, well, look, I want to take Exeter City to the Championship. That is ambitious.
Absolutely. Holding their arms out. There's no movement ahead of the ball. Having to go backwards. Well, that might be the heat, but I suspect a large part of it is they've had the stuffing knocked out of them a little bit.
RTJ. Sweeney's cross. Comfortable for Birch.
He's entitled to question why nobody got across the near post, really. Not the worst ball in. Players making their way forward, but nobody really goes and attacks that near post.
And Shipley, whose deflected effort made it 2. Now Grimmer. Bayliss. This now is McNulty. It's Grimmer! It's another stunner! Coventry City love a picture book goal at Wembley. Another one to drool over. And this proud institution, which has hit the rocks, is clambering back to its feet.
Well, I think they've already got the job done anyway, but this has to be the icing on the cake, the cherry on top. You thought the first goal was good, the second one was lucky. There is absolutely no luck about this. Bayliss, look, involved, skill, awareness of the movement of McNulty, and again, what I like about McNulty is he plays the ball into the path of his teammate at exactly the right moment. Doesn't have to break stride, Jack Grimmer, and then once again a curling, beautiful, controlled shot into the top corner. It's unstoppable. It's absolutely brilliant.
Well, his last goal was an absolute screamer against Stoke City in the FA Cup back in January. He has just delivered the goods again, this time at Wembley. What is it about Coventry City and this place?
They love it here.
Shipley finding Michael Doyle. They have turned on the power in the second half. They have shown their class. A show of power and class from the fans off the pitch here to almost 40,000 for this huge club, which should not be in this league. It should not be in this position.
Absolutely not. Finds itself here. They're taking the first steps to get itself away from here, this level.
Stockley trying to give Exeter some hope here. Sweeney had made the offer on this near side. It was delayed and the chance gone. Well, Joyce Apala, head of Sisu, in attendance here. Now, the wounds are so deep at Coventry that it's unlikely they will ever heal while Sisu remain in charge. But at the moment, this is about what's happening on the pitch and those fans enjoying themselves and those fans smiling again after all they've been through. Burge with a punch this time.
Punched it this time, but you ask yourself, how many times have Exeter City tested Lee Burge? I'm struggling to think of a time where he's made anything other than a routine save.
Jaden Stockley. This is Shipley. McNulty will give chase. The centre-backs know he's about. McNulty, almost like a wrecking ball through the heart of our Exeter City defence.
I know he hasn't scored in this game, but he has been magnificent, Mark McNulty. He really has.
Kyle Reid about to come on for Coventry City. Kyle Edwards likewise for Exeter. What do Exeter have left in the tank here? One moment could change everything. And we were hoping for that moment there.
Could possibly be their best chance of this game so far. He's free on the far post. He's unopposed. Just not sure whether he's going for that far corner or whether he's just going across goal, hoping a teammate will get on the end of it. But that is the chance.
Off goes Jordan Shipley. He's got his goal today, albeit deflected, but an important goal to make it two and give Coventry City breathing space. And on in his place comes Kyle Reid, who looked to be on his way out of Coventry, and in fact was on loan at Colchester earlier this season, before returning and winning the fans over, or trying to again. Look from Steve Grzivich, who says, listen son, 1987, don't forget it. He keeps talking about it.
The boys will be saying 2018, Steve.
Hyam. Edwards coming on for Exeter City. He's replaced Hiram Boateng in these final 17 minutes here. Jay trying to do something for Exeter City. Stockley. Edwards. Another important block. Michael Doyle again with it. Took the full hit there, Michael Doyle. This is a man who, by the way, played on for 4 months with a fractured chin. Shin, I should say, not chin.
He's a good old throwback. Played through the pain, puts his body on the line. Feels the full force of that.
Yeah, I think it was at Portsmouth. He played on for 4 months with a fractured shin, taking painkillers. He's wholehearted. There was that incident in the first half, of course, which Exeter may well look at and point to.
There's no doubt about it. It was very, very early in this game. It would have been a real tall order for Coventry to win this with 10 men for so long in this heat. It's Holly, and Burge got down to that.
First real big save of the playoff final for Lee Burge.
Yeah. He's looked lively since he's come on, Kyle Edwards, hasn't he? Again, picks the right pass. It's laid off. It's a very, very good effort. Decent save.
Naughty looking to put himself around again. Edwards once more on loan at Exeter from West Bromwich Albion. Born in Dudley, not too far away from Coventry. Reid on the outside and trying to make things happen. Edwards again. And this time with a block for Coventry City. Doyle has found Grimmer. Two defenders with two stunning goals here for Coventry City today. With the first and the third from Jack Grimmer. This is Reid. Liam Kelly tiptoeing forward. Doyle.
And here's that game management that we spoke about. They know exactly what to do. Through Michael Doyle and Liam Kelly.
Coventry City fans once again enjoying watching their team pass the ball around. It goes long to Johnson Clark-Harris.
Yeah, this hurts as well, I can promise you. Those Exeter players will be feeling the pain even now.
There's Bayliss. What can he conjure up? Glides away from players. Bayliss, that was deflected. Such a big save, or important save in Christy Pym. Just to make sure it didn't make it 4.
Yeah, again, just in a flash. You see what talent and ability this young man has got. Leaves defenders on the floor. Actions the opportunity. He's shocked that Christy Pym has managed to keep that out. Took a big deflection. That's great goalkeeping.
Corner swung in and Christy Pym waited on his line that time.
Again, nothing he could do with any of the goals. He makes a really good save here, Christy Pym. It's deflected. It's some really quick reactions that goalkeepers work on day in and day out.
Swept the board with 6 awards at the Exeter City Player of the Year dinner. Reid has found Stokes and the flag has gone up against him. Well, Mark Robbins has made Coventry City smile again. His team are making that badge something to be proud of again. After leaving Coventry just 5 months into his new job in 2013, he was nervous about the reception he was going to get when he walked back through the doors. Well, he's been welcomed back and he is close to taking them back to the 3rd tier of English football. We caught a glimpse there of Adi Vivash alongside him as well, who's been hugely important too, a man who nurtured many a talent at Chelsea, where he was the youth coach there at Stamford Bridge until last summer. Coventry City 10 minutes away plus additional time and celebration, but the party has started already.
Yeah, it certainly has. Maybe an even bigger party up in Coventry this evening.
Jordan Ponticelli will be coming on shortly for Coventry City, another who has been nurtured at the club. He is ready to go. Striker who has scored almost 30 goals for the under-18s last season. Space here, and it's off the post. Lee Burge diving across his goal, Jay denied.
Oh, wonderful strike again. It just goes to highlight that you get the feeling it's Coventry City's day, because he's beaten Lee Burge, all ends up. Matt Jay, it's a great effort. Just strikes the wrong side of the post for Exeter. That's the story of the game.
So the change here from Coventry City. Mark McNulty's season is over. Quite a season. 28 goals, a slow start, but a big finish. He had to win their hearts, but he's in their hearts now. And on comes Jordan Ponticelli.
He's looked an absolute class act. I know he hasn't scored, but everything he's done has been outstanding, I have to say.
Ponticelli, who, as I mentioned, nurtured at Coventry, although before that he was at Gordon Strachan's academy in rugby. Strachan's grandson, a season ticket holder at Coventry City. Still those links between Strachan and Coventry. There's Jayden Stockley. It's been that kind of afternoon for Jayden Stockley.
Yes, he's not been at all supported, has he? The service into him hasn't been with a good enough level. Lived on scraps.
Well, they've seen this film before, 12 months ago. This, the sequel, they were hoping it would be better, but it will be the same result.
Yeah, they would have come here with full of optimism, as would he. The first 10 minutes of the second half, it was gone in a flash.
And they are a club who gets by selling their stars, just as they did last summer. A real test there for Lee Burge from Jordan Story. One who has come through the academy just like those two there, Ethan Ampadu and Ollie Watkins. Ethan Ampadu now at Chelsea, Ollie Watkins at Brentford. And watching their former team in action here, and that's the amount of money that they have made selling their players in the last few years. It's the way they survive.
Yeah.
And if they don't sell a player, certainly for maybe 2 seasons in a row, then they can find themselves in financial difficulty again. It's the trust that owns the club. They put £90,000 in a year, and the club has to make up the rest of their budget from gate receipts, television money, and the player sales.
Yeah, the player sales are the key ones, aren't they, really, you would say, because it's a vast amount of money since 2015 for a League Two club, £7 million. And that, will it be him? Will it be him that has the conundrum of putting it all back together for Exeter? It's looking doubtful, isn't it?
Julian Tagg, the chairman of Exeter City, watching on. But just compare that. Coventry City's wage bill is over £2 million. Exeter City survived on a £90,000 trust fund commitment, just what they can make elsewhere. Ryan Harley. There's Jay. Tiptoe forward, but Coventry City easily deal with that.
Frustration all around for Exeter City. We talk about no regrets. I don't think, possibly with the exception of Christy Pym, that there is an Exeter player that has played perhaps to the levels with which they're capable. Different reasons for that.
Heartbreak for Jordan Moore-Taylor. Jay. There's Kyle Reid. Next stop, League One for Coventry City. They hope that they won't stop there. It's a big effort, a big climb to get back to where they once were, but at last they're facing in the right direction.
Yeah. Certainly have not had an awful lot to shout about over these last, what, 15, 20 years.
Coventry hungry for more. There's Johnson, Clark Harris stepping away from the challenges. Well, Tim Fisher is the chairman of Coventry City, and things are looking a little bit brighter off the pitch as well. They've secured the future of the academy. They also have a new site for the training ground. They've agreed one more season stay at the Ricoh Arena, while a judge has ordered Coventry Council and Sisu to come up with a solution to the problems they have surrounding the Ricoh Arena. But I spoke to Tim Fisher this week. He says at the moment Sisu are not putting Coventry City up for sale, but of course with everything, if someone came in with an offer that they felt was acceptable, then they would think about it.
Everything has a price, doesn't it?
Adi Vivash in conversation there with Mark McNulty, and mention how important Adi Vivash has been. Now, known as a centre-back, of course, in his playing days, a tough, uncompromising centre-back. He's been taking the finishing sessions with the strikers and working with them because, as a defender, he knows what movement he didn't like. Talking of movement, here's Kyle Edwards. Edwards! Well, he's made a huge impact since coming on. The biggest impact yet for Exeter City. It may be too late, but they have something to cheer.
I think since he's come on, he's been really positive in the way he's got on the ball and committed defenders and run, and his intention here is nothing but to get inside on that right foot and strike the ball, and he strikes a beauty in a game full of good goals. This is another one. Lee Burge, the goal, absolutely helpless. He's beaten by the power and the direction. It's a great goal. Small consolation.
Only his second ever senior goal. He will remember that one.
The shame about it is for Exeter is that he's come onto the pitch and he's done everything with a little bit of tempo, a little bit of urgency, and you can't really say that about most of the other attacking players out there.
Kelly, who's down, being helped out by his midfield partner Michael Doyle. That's a partnership,
isn't it? How many years older than Liam Kelly is Michael Doyle?
8.
There you go. He's not going down with cramp, is he? Run through it, he would.
It will take a lot to take Michael Doyle down. We'll have 5 additional minutes. Coventry City are almost there. And for Exeter, another season in the bottom tier of English football awaits, and we wonder what awaits Paul Tisdale.
Can they go and nick another one? That would really make it a nervy end. They've already been given the key. Get the ball out to Kyle Edwards. Seems an obvious tactic.
Kelly just delayed the pass. Now he's found Ponticelli. There's Jack Grimmer, who will be arguing with Jordan Willis as to who's the best goal was.
Yeah, that's a good debate.
And Kyle Edwards wasn't too bad either for Exeter.
No.
Ollie's ball in. Jay trying to move it on. A gleeful journey awaiting them back to Coventry, where they will party tonight, and the team will arrive back as heroes. And great to see smiles on Coventry faces again.
Here. The dark days are not that long ago, where they're playing down at Northampton Town, away from their home. Very, very hard times. A couple of visits to Wembley and a couple of successes, it looks like. Brings smiles.
Newburge making sure he gets that ball as far away from his penalty area as possible, just to make sure there are no nervy moments in additional time here. Jaden Stotley with the knockdown, no one there to pounce. Into additional time at Wembley. Dongoman, your man of the match.
Well, he's my man of the match, my man of the season. I mean, he's just been exceptional. When I've seen him, I've been very impressed in the semi-finals and here in the final. He showed composure and he showed a real football intelligence. And despite not scoring, he has been a big, big player for them here this afternoon.
Well, it was Michael Doyle who ultimately convinced him to sign for Coventry City. He was phoning him about 10 times a day, and if he wasn't getting through, he was sending him pictures of the Ricoh Arena, saying, come here and play.
Good tactic.
Stockley trying to get on the end of that, and he wasn't far away, and that could have changed everything.
Yeah. Well, that would have just made it a bit nervy, that's for sure. It has been one of those days for Exeter. Nothing really apart from their goal has gone right, but hasn't been enough of this, has it? Quality ball into a striker who held it up. Decent effort, uses his body well to shield the ball, but doesn't hit the target.
Stockley. Exeter just trying to change the mood, but time ticking away. They will have to return to League Two. They were hoping they'd seen the back of it. Coventry City have. $40,000 fans about to party in Wembley if they're not partying already, and the city of Coventry about to explode with joy as well, unless something dramatic happens now. But time looks to have beaten Exeter City, as well as Coventry beating Exeter City.
The game is up. Even if they did score now, there would be no more time.
Coventry City Stars in stripes at Wembley again. The club with the illustrious past, the fractious present, but now they have hope for the future. They are promoted to League One. Look what it means to Mark McNulty, their leading man this season. He read the script perfectly. He may not have scored today. He left it to the defenders to do. Shipley got in on the act, but Jordan Willis and Jack Rimmer scored two absolute beauties. Jordan Willis coming through the Coventry City Academy, showing what Coventry stands for. It was a show of power and force on the pitch and off it. Coventry City return to the third tier. They will hope the journey is not done yet, but they're on the way back. For Exeter City, it's deja vu. It is heartbreak again in the League Two playoff final for them. So let's get some reaction, some instant reaction. Let's hear from Mark Robbins. He's with David Craig.
Mark, many congratulations. 2 Wembley victories for you now as a manager. Is it fair to say that this is the sweetest?
This was really important, really important for the club. From where it's been, we've been playing at a level where nobody expected us to be playing. The supporters, the pressure that comes with that has been immense. Players have been absolutely magnificent.
What about the quality of certainly 2 of the goals this afternoon?
I thought all the goals were brilliant. The first one, Willis, wow. He's never been in the opposition's box all season, apart from set plays. It came from a second phase. He's got hold of the ball. He's hit it brilliantly. As soon as he left his foot, I thought he was going to nestle. Shipley's the second was absolutely outstanding, and the third one just rounded it off. Listen, it's been a long, hard season. Absolutely delighted for everybody connected with the club. That's why we signed the players we did, and it justifies that.
The game really came to life in the second half. Do you think that was the game plan from both sides today, given the heat and the weather and the conditions?
I honestly think watching the games back over the last couple of days, you could see the difficulty in the second half. People's legs were going, and we had to be careful using the subs. We were lucky because we didn't lose anybody through injury like Paul Hurst did yesterday. And we were able to utilise our subs, and there was still some out on the legs, out on the feet at the end. Supporters have been absolutely, that's for them. Supporters have been magnificent with this club. That is 100% for them.
Those supporters have endured some pretty tough times, as you know, over recent seasons. Do you get a sense now, Mark, that with these 2 Wembley victories, Coventry are on their way back?
Let's hope so. Let's hope so. We need backing again now. We need to go again and hopefully not rest on our laurels.
And for you as a manager, your first promotion victory like this, how sweet a moment is it?
Amazing. I can't put it into words. Absolutely amazing for everybody.
Go and enjoy those celebrations.
Brilliant. Thank you. Cheers, man.
And deservedly so, Mark Robbins there. His first promotion as a manager has taken Coventry City back to Sky Bet League One at the first time of asking. We're going to head back down to pitchside now for more reaction with Jonathan Oates.
Congratulations, you've done it, Jordan, as a Coventry lad in front of a sea of sky blue. What does this mean to you?
It means everything, especially with the season we had last year, getting relegated, to come back and do it first time, buzzing.
And to score a goal like that as well, is that the best goal you've ever scored?
Yeah, well, I've not scored many. They all came last season, but definitely up there, definitely.
Jack, a few of the lads played here last season in the Checker Trade Trophy. This is your first appearance at Wembley. Did it live up to expectations?
Yeah, it definitely did. Especially with incredible support like that. You can't ask them to come out in more numbers than they have. Ever since I've joined the club, they've been amazing. And, to fill Wembley like this and give us this experience and really push us on to such a convincing win is something I'll remember forever.
Talk us through your goal on your left foot as well.
I know. I went in and seen sort of Sparky laid it off to me, and I just thought across to the back post, and I just thought just take a touch and shape it towards the back stick, and luckily I found the corner.
Jordan, there has been turmoil at Coventry over the last few years, but do you feel like you're on your way back now?
Yeah, definitely. There's this silverware last year here with the Checker Trade. That was one positive, and now with this, it's massive. So hopefully, next season we can push on again and give all these fans something to cheer on again.
Enjoy it. Well done.
The 2 players that had a huge effect in this game, and quite rightly they're going to enjoy this. John Coleman and Adebayo Akinfenwa are alongside me in the studio. Bayo, you've been there. You've been involved in these scenes before. What does it feel like?
It's amazing. It's just bringing back memories. I think I danced my way all the way up the stairs.
You have got the moves, though. So.
But it's amazing. To me, for we said it, second half, they'll come with an explosion. and then I think 10 minutes into the second half, they're 2-0 up. But yeah, look, they're going to be buzzing. Listen, something like Grimmer said, it's his first promotion. Yeah. He's going to remember this forever, no matter what he does in his career. So, yeah, man, I remember the feeling.
And John, for you, a little touch on Mark Robins. There's such calmness to the way that he speaks. Obviously emotional after getting promoted, but is that key to the way that he's led the team this season?
I think he was losing his voice there, wasn't he? I think one of the big feelings that he'll be experiencing now is relief. You know, and you can talk about pleasure and you can talk about relief, and to all intents and purposes, there's the same thing, aren't they? You know, but there's been a lot of expectation on them. You know, they're a massive club for League Two, absolutely massive. To do a first time of asking, you could actually see them having a good go in League One as well.
And just to touch on the performance that we've seen from them today, was it ever in doubt?
Well, when you get a situation in football, when you have your little spells in the game, and both teams had spells in the first half, the crucial thing was they scored in them spells in the second half. They had the first spell, a couple of minutes into the half, it's 1-0. He backed it up with the killer punch, making it 2-0. And then when you score and when you're on top, that's what changes games. And, you know, after that, they enjoyed the game. They played with a bit more freedom, less caginess, and they could have scored more, to be fair.
OK, I'm going to pass you back to your Coventry team up to enjoy the celebrations with Coventry City, Don Goodman and Gary Weaver.
And look at Michael Doyle. Finally, he's won in the playoffs. 5th time of asking, he's done it. He got out of League Two last season with Portsmouth. That was automatic promotion. But the Coventry captain, the first signing of the summer, he's led from the front, the heartbeat of this team. The hope for the chairman, Tim Fisher, and now for the manager, Mark Robins. And those Coventry City players once again standing as football royalty on the royal balcony at Wembley, about to lift another trophy in front of these amazing fans who've been through so much. But they've stuck with the players. They've made their feelings known about what's gone on elsewhere. For Coventry City, these players walking in the footsteps of legends. Sky blue smiles light up this stadium again. Memories to send a tingle down Coventry spines. Another day to cherish. A club torn apart by civil war, but the fans and players have stood side by side. They're standing together. They're singing together. They're winning together.
They absolutely are winning together. And what a day. They will never forget this for as long as their natural-born days. It's just the most amazing way to get promoted. And I think for the playoffs, actually, it's been a hat-trick of the better team on the day winners, because Coventry were better than Exeter City today. Once the shackles came off, that all-important first goal just allowed them to, how we say, express themselves. And they deserve to enjoy every single second of this.
Coventry City on their way back.
Well, there's a 100% record for Coventry City in the playoffs. First time they've been in it, and they've won and got back to Sky Bet League One. The first promotion in 51 years.